So who is this mysterious fella who can save the Xbox? I'm going to tell you. But first, let me give you a bit of a hint. This week marked one of the first big releases in a long time that did not come almost immediately with an apology tweeted out by the dev team or the publisher. No, it's not Tears of the Kingdom. That's another one. No, it's not Street Fighter 6. But you have to admit, over the last 3 or 4 months, we've been getting used to the little Twitter single image apology. We're sorry it's buggy. We're sorry it's late. We're sorry it's this. We're sorry it's that. Oh, hey, COVID, it was hard. Working from home, it's hard. We forgive you. This week, I played Diablo 4. I'd already played the beta a couple of times. Loved it. The game itself is better than the beta was, which is a rare thing. I mean, they tuned it. They took people's views into account, their criticisms into account. It's delightful. If you like Diablo. This is not about go buy Diablo. Buy it, don't buy it, I don't give a fuck. But I'm loving it. Best Diablo I've ever played, and I've played pretty much all of them. So it occurs to me, I'm like, wow, if the Activision deal goes through with Xbox, which is looking more and more likely these days, this will be a launch title, but the sequel will be a Game Pass title, assuming that system holds. And I'm like, my goodness gracious. Then you look back and go, well, who made this? We know Blizzard made it, but who produced it? I'll tell you who produced it. The same guy that produced the Gears of War games up until like 3 or 4. I was reading Cliff Bleszinski's book. And it's not Cliff I'm talking about, although they could do a lot worse than bringing Cliff on as a creative IP creator consultant or just a creator in general. But if you read Cliff's book, he talks about getting their producer, right? So he talks about Ferguson. Where is this? His book's great, by the way. I highly recommend it. They say that Rod Ferguson, this is reading directly from his book, was Microsoft's top program manager, a simple title that didn't begin to explain his role as an executive producer, chief product wrangler, and game whisperer, right? So he made sure that game came together. And reading the book, there are plenty of times he put his foot down, plenty of times he said no. But that's what you need in a great producer, right? And I want to tell you something else Cliff wrote about Rod Ferguson. He said that, hang on. He said on his first visit to Raleigh, which is where Epic is, Rod Ferguson stood in front of the whiteboard that held all of our ideas for Gears and stared in deep thought. After a while, he sat down and continued to stare. Our ideas were written on multicolored Post-it notes and arranged in a giant circle from which various lines jutted out on their own. Rob stood up, rearranged the notes into a straight line. Everything flowed linearly. There was, he explained later, a beginning and an end. It was the kind of adjustment that made Rod an exceptional producer. He saw things that needed to be done to move the project forward, and he did them. And so he actually ended up leaving Microsoft and joining Epic. And now he's gone to Blizzard after producing 3 or 4 of these. Maybe he was on 5. I wonder if he did Hivebusters. That I don't know. Then he went over to Blizzard to do Diablo, which just launched without a fucking hitch, man. I mean, a couple of things yesterday where you took a little while to get into a game a little bit, and those are solved now. Imagine launching a game in this day and age that just fucking works, that doesn't need an apology. Imagine having done Gears, all the Gears that he did. Imagine having had the Microsoft experience before he came to Gears, and imagine pretty soon he will once again be an Xbox or a Microsoft employee. This is a guy, Rod Ferguson, who's been in the fucking trenches. He is a developer. He has been in the fucking trenches. He has shipped. He has crunched. He has managed the process. He has managed alpha creators like Cliff Bleszinski to make sure they got the best out of Cliff and all the others he's worked with. And now he's sitting on what is easily one of the best games of the year and one of the best launch experiences in the last 10 years. Why this man is not already been promised the job of Matthew Booty, As I've said for a very long time, Phil Spencer shouldn't go anywhere. I think his vision is great. And I'm not saying Matthew Booty is a useless asset. Put him somewhere. I'm sure he's got a lot of great skills that the company can take advantage of. He should not be running product development. They should pay Rod, whoever he is, they should pay Rod Ferguson. Rob. It's impossible, his name. They should pay Rod Ferguson. Rod. I can't help it anymore. A shit ton of money to basically go, look, you've done the single game things for a while. It's time now. Come in, train the next generation of Fergusons, help us take all of these great companies that we've acquired and help us actually get the best out of them. Our fans will thank you. The bean counters will thank you. It is time. And yes, I have often said, oh, you could take this person from Sony or that person. This guy's dialed into the Microsoft culture at this point. He knows the players. He was one of the players. This is your guy. I don't know if this is a comment that has been shouted from the rooftops by Xbox fans for years. I don't know. I haven't heard it. I don't mean to act like I've solved your problem, but I've solved your fucking problem. This is a slam dunk. It is a no-brainer. Phil Spencer, if you're watching this, or if someone tells you about it, hire Rod Ferguson, and all of your visions, all of your ideas, all of your passions and dreams for Xbox and Game Pass specifically will begin to come to life. You, my friend, are very, very welcome.